Right. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Kakwadash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Right? Yahawah is the Father's true name. That means He is, He exists. Sham means in the name. And Yahawashi is the true name of the Son. That means He saves, He delivers. He is salvation. And then Barak, Kodash is how you say a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. This is all in the Lashawan Kodash, the holy language, the holy tongue, also known as the Paleo-Hebrew or Ancient Hebrew, which we spoke before we spoke this colonizer language, this colonizer tongue. We spoke the Lashawan Kodash. We spoke our ancient language. We spoke the language that the Most High, Yahawah, is speaking, and the Son, Yahawashi, is speaking, and the angels also speak. Okay? So, you want to call upon your power using those names, Yahawah and Yahawashi. No other names. Second of all, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, and Shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect. As always, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yerami Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson. This one will be entitled Occupy in Prophecy. Occupy in Prophecy, or Occupy Till I Come, along the lines of that, right? Which is what we're doing. Every lesson we're touching on prophecy, we're touching on things, and we're living out prophecy. Things that was told was going to come and happen to us. We're being afflicted, we're being persecuted, we're suffering, we're going through it all, we're being chastised. Okay, we're under the hands of this wicked devil. It's the time for him to rule, that little season, right? So I want to start over here at Luke 19, chapter verse 11. And as they heard these things, he added and spake as a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of power should immediately appear. Now, who is speaking these things? Yahawashi. Okay, he's speaking a parable to them, and often he spoke to us in parables, because what? It's for those with the ears to hear to really get it in, okay, and not everybody that's around to really understand and comprehend what's going on. But it's for those that have the ears to hear, that Yahawah has drawn in and brought in into this thing. Okay? So, as you would do today, you would put certain codes and unique, ways in your art, in your speeches, codes and things of that nature that only those in your, brotherhood would pick it up. Okay? And that's what we do. We understand what these scriptures are talking about. But for the rest of the world, it's not meant for them. So parables, all right? So keeping it going, as they said, they thought the kingdom of power should immediately appear. But that's not actually what was going to happen. So they're putting on Yahawashi something that he wasn't saying was going to happen. Okay? Now the kingdom of heaven does draw nigh. It is very soon. It's coming. As Paul also told you. Okay? It's sooner than what it used to be. Okay, so we have the hope and we have the understanding that, hey, it's coming very soon and very fast. Even back then, it was coming very soon and very fast, and that was 2,000 years ago. All right, what is forever to 2,000 years? You know what I'm saying? It's incomparable. You can't even compare those things. They're not parallel. All right, this is forever, and this is 2,000 years. Well, that 2,000 years, that'll eventually be up. But forever, everlasting, that will never be up. So that 2,000 years is not that long. So when Yahawashi went upon the cross, that's when the last days really, happened, started. So we've been in those last days for 2,000 years. Okay? Now we're in the last seconds of the last days at this point in time. Because we see what? Prophecy popping off the page, showcasing and showing us this is about to take place. This is about to happen. Ezekiel 38. Okay, Revelations 13. Revelations 18. A lot of this stuff is popping off. Where you're coming out and you're hearing about individuals being trafficked. Okay. Everything that's selling in Babylon, America. Right. So we occupy in these things, and we're in these these circles, we're watching and learning and studying and growing and bringing it out and relaying it to our people, because this is our occupation. This is our job. This is what we're here to really do. You know, everything else is a side quest. All right. So verse 12. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. Okay, so that nobleman, which it would be what? Yahawashi, okay, setting us up and giving us work to go forth and multiply with, to make it, you know, what's the word? You know, make it flip it, increase it, right? What are you going to do with what I give you? And if you do well with that, then I'll give you more, you know? And ultimately, man, you're supposed to be making fishers, supposed to be fishers of men. You're supposed to be bringing men into this thing and teaching them and then having them go out and do the same thing, right? Which brothers do, you know? And it's a beautiful thing, and it glorifies Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, because he's speaking through you to reach another brother, right? So it's never of you, right? It's always of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, and it comes by you occupying in the position that he put you in, by you doing what he told you to do. Verse 14. But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. Now, what is that? That's the rebels. Let's get a precept real quick. It's Ezekiel 20. And I'll start around verse 37. Actually, I'll start at 30. Maybe we could go up 33. As I live, saith Yahawah power, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out, will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith Yahawah power. And I will cause you to pass under the rod and will bring you into the bond of the covenant. Now that's what's taking place right now, man. We're going through that furnace of affliction, right? We're going through that furnace of adversity, okay? Taking on all this stuff that comes with this place, okay? And it's gonna melt you down, smelt you down, and make you liquid, and then bring you back up, and you'll be solid, and then it's gonna smelt you down again and make you liquid and bring you back up, and you'll be solid. You know, so keep that in mind. This is what's gonna take place. We're under that rod. Yahawah is judgment. It's all of this that's taking place, what we're feeling at this point in time, the chastisement. But he chastising us because he deals with us as he deals with sons. So verse 37, and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. Now, what covenant is that? The new covenant, you know, was already brought. So, Salaki, the old covenant was already brought and given to Moses on Mount Sinai. So this is talking about us going into the new covenant eventually, okay? So that's the new covenant, which is telling you right now we're not in it. We have to go through the chastisement. We have to go through the adversity. We have to go through all of that, all right? Verse 38, and I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi. So, rebels, those that don't want him to rule over them, those that, you know, they don't see Yahawashi as a fit king. So he's gonna what? He's gonna purge them out. He's gonna destroy them. He's gonna take them out from the way, man. They have no place in what Yahawah Ratazah we are about to step into. Okay? They have to come back later on when they get their act right. You know? So keeping it going back to Luke 19 chapter. Verse 14. But the citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. So this individual that took a pound and gained 10 pounds, he what? He occupied in prophecies. He followed the commandments and the instructions that were given for him to make it be beneficial. He took a little and made a lot. That's what we constantly doing. Taking a little and making a lot out of it. Stemming from a little seed and it's growing into a tree. And then that tree is producing fruit. And then that fruit is falling and that fruit is hitting the ground, and then it's what? It's decomposing, and then that seed is growing up into another tree. Right? And that cycle continues and continues and continues and continues until you see a beautiful forest all over this place. Okay? Verse 18. And the second came saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities. And another came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept in a napkin, for I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that and that thou layest not down, and reapeth that thou didst not sow. Right? So because of that fear, which ultimately it's like you're scared to have the, to do the work. You're scared to go forth and, let's get Jeremiah real quick, okay? You're scared to go forth and do what has been commanded of you. So this is Jeremiah 1, where is that, like 19? Nah, it's one particular one where he was like, if you don't go forth, then I'll pound thee. Alright, let me see if I'll find it. It might be 2. Because if you don't speak these words, then the Most High is eventually gonna take these words away from you. Okay? This is Jeremiah. Bro, now I know this scripture too. It's a good one. I'm gonna find it real quick. 1:17, right here. Thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise, and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. So no matter your talent, no matter the what you have been given, your measure of the spirit, your faith, right? You have to go forth and speak that and push that. No matter your title, no matter your position. All right? So do this or what? Or he's going to confound thee before them. Speak to these people. Don't be scared of these people. Don't be afraid of these people. Right? Let it be known. Yahawah should be Yahawashi. Let it be known. America's going to be destroyed. Let it be known. Right? So don't be scared because of, you don't have enough confidence. You're lacking. Okay? Don't make excuses such as, Moses said, I'm not a good speaker. Okay? The Most High is going to make it happen when he needs it to happen, man. He's going to make you speak. He's going to be with you. And you ultimately got to have the faith that he's with you. Right? So keeping it going, verse 21. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapeth that thou didst not sow. Right? Shalom, yo. Right. And he saith unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee. Thou wicked servant, thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required mine own with usury? So you got to occupy in prophecies and go forth to the bank, the people, okay, to make the talent make what you have expand and grow. You got to put it out there. You can't allow fear, or you're not a comfortable speaker, or you don't know you get to learn as you grow. You got to get that OJT, on the job training, and you get better as you do the deed. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and the perfect example is basketball. You watch the rookie season of a Kobe. I think Kobe averaged 10. You know what I'm saying? That's far different from his 5th season, or his 10th season, or his 12th season, where he's averaging like 28, 29. You know what I'm saying? So you should be far different from your rookie season. Okay? So you grow on the job. You're going to have hiccups. You're going to get the ball stolen, turnovers. You're going to miss clutch three free throws, clutch shots, whatever. All right? In baseball, I think they call it errors. You're going to have errors. You might throw to the second base when you should have threw home. All right? Now it's a point. You're going to have these human errors and things of that nature. All right? This flesh that we in is not, bro, it's not a desired place to be. You have assumptions, you got presumptuousness, you got illnesses, sicknesses, you got memory loss. Okay, you got all this type of stuff that happens, man. You can't even remember what you did yesterday at 3:37. Okay, and you know that. That's how memories is. It's like you can't tell me what you did last Thursday. So these bodies are flawed. These bodies are weak. Okay? So you gotta fight this body every single day. So verse 22, and he saith unto him out of thine own mouth, will I judge thee, thou wicked servant? So he became wicked because he didn't even do the works. You didn't go forth and do what you was supposed to do. You just said, no, I can't do it. So it's like it's major, bro. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Alright? So you become wicked because of that. And Yahawah Yahawashi is going to confound thee, as we read in Jeremiah 1:17. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taken up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Alright. Where was we at? Yeah, that's it. Verse 23. Wherefore thou gavest not thou money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required mine own with usury. And he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound, and give it to him that hath 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, he hath 10 pounds. For I say unto you, that unto every one which have shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he hath shall be taken away from him. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So the one that's reigning over you, Yahawashi, you got to have faith that he's going to come back to this place and take care of you. Ultimately, that's what you're seeing. Okay? Because he went to a faraway land, and he's coming. He gave the servants, he set them up, and he told them to occupy till I come. Occupy in the prophecy, occupying what you're supposed to do. And now he's coming back to check and see if you did what he told you to do. Right? And are you doing that? Ultimately, are you following what the scriptures say? Are you doing what the Bible say? Right? You know what I'm saying? So you got to ultimately make sure and examine yourself and check the scriptures. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you occupying in prophecy? Now I want to take that over to 2nd Esdras, the 8th chapter, starting at the top. And he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Now, as we just read in Luke 19, he's going to take away the talents that he gave to certain individuals and give it to others. So therefore, the world that's coming is going to be for those men that he has given those to. And those men which he has taken away, they'll be burnt up in the second death. Okay, they won't make it because they couldn't follow the basic instructions. All right? So this world has been made for many, but the world to come for few. It's a kingdom, it's a heaven, it's a world that's coming which is after this world. I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra's. As when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of his present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved. All right? So that's furthermore reinstating the point of verse 1, that this world he has made for many, but the world to come for few. So there be many created, but few shall be saved. So the next world is for few, and those few are going to be the righteous. And they're going to what? Expand and reproduce, and then it's going to be nothing but a righteous seed going forth. So as we go back to that tree, you're planting, and the tree grows up. All those trees in that garden, which we was talking about, are going to be righteous, right? And all the branches are going to produce righteous fruit. Well, now you have wicked fruit stemming from branches, okay? Which are, you want to call them the 2/3, okay? As the scriptures in Zechariah 13:8 calls them. Verse 4, so answered I and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding, and devour wisdom. You should seek understanding and wisdom, and that comes from fearing Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. For thou hast agreed to give ear, and art willing to prophesy, for thou hast no space, then only to live. So Ezra's what? He made a commitment that he's going to occupy in prophecy. He's going to stay committed and dedicated to prophesying, doing what he's supposed to do. If you're doing that, you hitting the corners, you're doing what you're supposed to do, bro, it's great. Keep doing your thing. All right? Okay, we ain't gotta go, you ain't gotta go to college and get no Bible seminar, degree. Okay, that's not required. All right, you don't gotta travel to Mexico and preach. Okay, you don't gotta travel to Canada and preach. Okay, it's not necessary. You're gonna have different lots. You're gonna have different means of finances. You're gonna have different cloths, individuals. You may have some brothers is blessed, got all this. Some brothers got less, right? So it's many different aspects that's coming with this thing, man. Okay, so keeping it going. Verse 6, O Lord, if thou suffer not thy servant, that we may pray before thee, and thou give us seed unto our heart, and culture to our understanding, that there may come fruit of it, how shall each man live that is corrupt, who beareth the place of a man? For thou art alone, and we all one workmanship of thine hands, like as thou hast said. And the Most High is going to divide that. He's going to peep that. He's going to understand that and figure that out. Okay? Verse 8, for when the body is fashioned, now in the mother's womb, and thou giveth it members, thy creature is preserved in fire and water. In 9 months doeth thy workmanship endure, thy creature which is created in her. But that which keepeth and is kept shall both be preserved, and when the time cometh, the womb preserved delivereth up the things that grew in it. For thou hast commanded out of the parts of the body, that is to say, out of the breast, milk to be given, which is the fruit of the breast, that the thing which is fashioned may be nourished for a time, till thou disposeth it to thy mercy. Thou broughtest it up with thy righteousness, and nourished it in thy law, and reformeth it with thy judgment. And thou shalt mortify it as thy creature, and quicken it as thy work. So those brothers are going to be what? Brought and stood, brought alive, and they're going to stand on their feet, and that's another way, because the Spirit is going to be poured unto them. So they're going to mortify it as thy creature, and quicken it as thy work. And you see brothers staying alive, man. You see brothers coming alive, man. If therefore thou shalt destroy him which with so great labor was fashioned, it is an easy thing to be ordained by thy commandment, that the thing which was made might be preserved. Now therefore, Lord, I will speak touching man in general, thou knowest best, but touching thy people, for whose sake I am sorry. Right? So ultimately, you gotta let Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi work it out. Alright? And what you can do is fast, pray, occupy in prophecy, do what you're supposed to do. and consider your ways, examine yourself to see if you be in this faith, and keep stepping and keep pushing, man. You know, don't allow your sins and things of that nature to hold you down, all right? And don't get caught up in your head, you know. So, hey, with that being said, I pray this was an edifying one. Occupying prophecies, all right? The spirit of prophecy, the testimony, that's Yahawashi, all right? Revelations 19 and 10. We're standing on this. We're occupying in it. We're going to constantly preach and tell you what's going on, what's taking place. Okay, alliances being formed, BRICS nation. You know, U.S. is separating from NATO. Okay, war, Ukraine, Russia, that's been going on. Israel, Iran, that's been going on. But you have Taiwan and China about to escalate. India and Pakistan gonna escalate. North Korea, South Korea gonna escalate. Stuff is about to take another notch up. It's gonna take another level up. Certain pacts, the Mecca Pact, Mecca Defense Pact, right, with Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. That's gonna take another step up. You know? So the sides are being formed. It's like when you playing dodgeball, I pick you, I pick you, I pick you, I pick you. You know? That's what's going on right now. Okay? So if you can't see it, then I don't know where you at. You Patrick Star, you under a rock. It's all popping off the pages right now. So with that being said, giving all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone as always. And shalom to the Lord, so for elect. All right. Kwam Yasha'Allah and a Baba Bar. Shalom.